What's up? Today we got Hector Hernandez. Thanks for hopping on, bro. This is cool.
Thank you for having me, dude. I feel like a celebrity here.
Yeah, it's funny. You're actually only my second guest because like when I started this podcast, I told Chris, our mutual friend, I was like, I just want to do short little 10-minute, 15-minute when people are driving, little snippets because I don't like the sitting down with people setting it all up because I'll never get any done. But dude, when you and
Yeah.
I talk, like yesterday, you text me, "Hey, do you have 2 minutes?" And I was like, "Oh, dude." When you text me that, like there's certain people when they text you that, you're like, No, I don't." And then
Yeah.
when I was like, absolutely. So I called you right away. It turned into a 26-minute conversation. And I was like, people need to hear these. Like, these are the ones, it's very rare that I have those, but those are the ones where I'm like, people need to hear these high level conversations because they get your juices flowing.
They really do. They really do. And it's funny that you say that because I just recently got off a coaching call and my coach told me get somebody in your industry that's doing what you want to do.
Mhm.
And the first thing I thought about was like, all right, I'll text Nolan. And he's like, are you going to text him? And in between like 40 people, I was like, yeah. So I was like, now I have to text him.
That's cool. Well, for those who are listening that don't know you, give like a little quick backstory, like how long you've been in the business, where did you start, and where you're at now?
So I've been in the business for just a little bit over 5 years. Or 5 or 6 years. I started on a team, and that's all I've ever known.
Mhm.
So obviously, when I got in contact with you, with Chris, it really opened up my eyes to what's out there in real estate, the actual business back end of it. My job obviously was just getting leads, building up my pipeline. I wasn't having conversation with title companies or building partnerships or being around people that were actually building the business. So that's how I started, really just on a team, which was great. I learned a lot. And then now I'm at a point where I'm just building my own business
Mhm.
with all you guys, right?
We have pretty similar stories because like I was on a team with my dad, like at a company that gave us a lot of leads. And I'm curious your thoughts because I've always been my mindset, especially the newer agents, is like I feel like I had to start on a team, right? That
Yeah.
was my belief. I had to get the reps in, I had to get the training in. But now I'm seeing like new agents join us because like we have a crew of 150 or whatever agents in our little crew over here, but we're all solo agents. We all work for ourselves, but we have each other's support. So it's not like
Yeah.
we're giving up splits or anything. And some of them are brand new agents and they're plugging into our stuff and they're taking off. So like now my take on it is it really just depends on the work
Yeah.
ethic and like how resourceful you are. So if I were to go back, I don't know if you necessarily need to be on a team. I'm curious your thoughts.
That's what I was just gonna ask you. The question that sparked my mind was what you know now, do you think you would still go the route that you have had in your career, or would you have bet on yourself and gone solo?
That's a good question, dude. I haven't really thought of it. I think the main skill, and I was thinking about this yesterday when you and I were talking, is the people who can do it like right off the bat, like the Avos, the Codys, like the people who are
Yeah.
brand new can just be very resourceful. They have some sense of like emotional intelligence or like they know how to plug into things and they don't necessarily have the fear and they learn very quickly. So
Yeah.
to me it's a personality thing, which I don't really know what I have. I think for me, I wouldn't have stayed on a team for as long. I think plugging in and getting the resources and the reps as fast as I could helped me. But I think either way, I would have figured it out. So it's like you got to choose your path and go all in. I think the going solo from the beginning is quicker. I think you'll
Yeah,
get
it toughens you up a lot faster, that's for sure.
it definitely toughens you up faster, but it
Yeah.
also will break you faster if you don't have that tough skin, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's a I don't know. I don't know what I would do because I feel like on the team I learned a lot of things that I wouldn't have
Mhm.
being solo. But then again, if I would have been solo and being around the people that we were around, I'm pretty sure I would have been okay.
I think if I would have known about, because I've always been really good at like attaching on to somebody that can help me or like a
Yeah.
good crew. So like this crew that we have wasn't around when I was brand new. So like me going solo anywhere else right now, or I wouldn't have like really any help, you
Yeah.
know? So like that, I kind of need I need the resources, So solo, if jumping into this crew is such a like I could pull that off, but if I were to go anywhere else and try to figure it out and like look up my own YouTube videos or just get like weekly training, I think I would be screwed because I needed
Yeah.
like I've always attached on when I was at my first company, Greg Haig was the CEO, like I was like his fourth son. Like me and him were like this. I obviously had my dad, and then I had another business partner that was very experienced. I attached on to him and like I learned a lot, and now I have Chris and the crew right now. And it's just like I see opportunity there. And I provide value at the same time. I'm not just a leech,
Yeah.
but like finding that. So if I knew something like this crew where I could pull it off solo, I feel like I could go down that route.
Dude, yeah, that's good. That's good. It's true. I mean, I think going back to like if I were to start solo, I think my emotional intelligence, kind of what you said in that post that you just posted to on Facebook, I saw that. I
Yeah.
was like, that's so true. I feel like I've been actually physically working on that in the past 2 years, and that is the hardest thing I've ever done. Because
Yeah.
mastering the mind, mastering your emotions, doing things when you don't want to do them, feeling good when things are going bad, and all that type of stuff, right? So I
100%.
think I think you were spot on when you said that.
Dude, that's what I mean. Try to be very intentional about not being judgmental. But the reason I posted it is I just got off the phone with an agent on a cross sale that I'm doing right now, and he's just so worked up in his emotion, like he's over negotiating because he's so like he gets offended by everything, and he's just
Yeah,
blowing up the deal. And I can see it from a perspective, and I try to take every scenario as like a learning curve, right, or a learning lesson. And I'm like, this guy's emotions and anger, like he's just trying, he has to be right and he has to over negotiate. And
yeah,
like, and what's going through my head is like, I want to say, like, if your client knew you were acting this way, they would actually be upset because they
yeah,
just want the deal to work. I'm just asking questions, like, and you're trying
yeah.
to like play hardball. And I'm like, to
That's
me, that's a
ego.
lack. Yeah, to me, that's a lack of emotional intelligence because we're all on the same team. But like you said, it's so, I don't want to say like difficult or hard, but it's definitely not easy. Like, it's a challenge
Yeah,
to master those skills, and I look up to people that have those because no matter what happens, they can see the positive to it. They can be solutions minded and not, oh, I'm the victim.
yeah,
Like I used to be, not even like a year ago. Like certain things would ruin my whole day. I'd react. My ego would get in the way. I'd have to be right. I'd be very petty, and I'm like that just created. Even though sometimes I would end up being right, it created so much more stress and unnecessary roadblocks moving
yeah.
forward that just compounds into a harder life.
That is true. That is true. And I feel like I do get that a lot with other agents doing cross sells. Like you can sense it. It's like almost like a vibration or a frequency that you feel through their tonality. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't even think it's your buyers at this point. I think it's just you.
Yeah. I mean, you've been good at just like you're even keel. I don't think I've ever seen you upset. Have you always been just kind of chill? I mean, I know your dad, like your dad's a contractor. He's the
Yeah.
same way, so you probably learned from him, but
Yeah, no, I think I have my moments, but I don't share them, right? Because I feel like I work with that internally because everybody is always gonna have something, right? Always.
yeah.
It's just how you deal with them, right? I could be in a good mood for no reason, and I can be in a bad mood for no reason. I'd rather be in a good mood for no reason. And I'd
Yeah.
rather direct my thinking to be in a good mood, right? Because what am I gonna do? I can only control what I can control. And I feel like we always talk about this and we all know this, right? But at the end of the day, it's really what we can control is the only thing we can control. And I want to control the way I feel, the way I think, the way I do things, and all that, right?
Yeah, it's an energy thing because you even like how I started this call, like when you call me and when we talk, we got off the phone, we were both fired up,
Yeah, I
like,
was fired up.
but dude, it's the also the opposite. Like you talk to certain people, you're around certain people that just have that low frequency and negative energy. It defeats you. A 2 minute conversation with those people feels like it was an hour. Ours, it was 27 minutes or whatever. It felt like 3 minutes, and it was just like the more I can stay away from the negativeness and like the low frequency. That's my problem. I tell Chris this all the time is when I'm around the low frequency and the low negativity, I feel like it's almost my duty to try to like call those people out and like let
Yeah,
them know that they're that way. Like even
yeah,
not to be like rude, but like I have certain family members that are that way or like
yeah,
certain friends, and I'm like, and then but they don't want to hear that, like that.
yeah,
Then that causes unnecessary friction. So I'm learning now that gray area of like instead of calling them out, maybe just separate myself a little bit and hopefully they find out themselves.
yeah, 100%. That's why I'm in the group, dude. because I feel like I'm surrounded a lot of people that have not necessarily the same goal, but they want to be better. They want growth. They want to achieve more, right? And I feel like everybody in the group is just like that,
Yeah.
right? And being around that makes you want to grow, right?
Mhm.
So that was pretty cool, dude. And also, like me calling you yesterday or texting you, almost already knew that you were gonna respond to me and tell me, yeah, give me a call or whatever. And I knew you were gonna be so genuine about the answers because I don't know what you said yesterday. I wrote it down. Something about, I don't know. Let me pull up the question if it's cool. The question was, when you're going through a stretch where deals feel uncertain, what do you specifically do to keep showing up with confidence and certainty for clients? And you said something about when you don't see something, um, or in goals, you have to see the truth or the results to feel it. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't know exactly what you said. Do
Yeah,
you
you
remember?
yeah, you almost have to like because we all know what we're
Taste
supposed to
it,
be
feel it.
doing. Yeah, it's like the like I always try to relate things to sports too. Like is you go to practice, you have your really good coach, he tells you exactly what to do and it feels really unnecessary. All these fundamental drills. You're not really seeing any reward. It's not until you have that really good game and you win the game or you win the championship where you really build that confidence and you now you trust the process, right?
Yeah,
That's the hardest part because you can keep doing like the reps, not seeing any results. Like, because the results are so minimal, especially with like if you're not just relating it to like a transaction or money or anything, like your
yeah,
growth is so minimal, the compounding is so minimal that you don't really trust it until you get that win.
yeah,
So like so when things are down, like you just gotta trust that like that win is coming and just like just getting every little step and then because you know you've already had that feeling. You know
yeah,
what it feels like. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to get there and sometimes freaking five of them come at once. You know, so it's just like it's just knowing that that card, I guess, if you're flipping over a deck, is
yeah,
waiting there. You just have to keep flipping them, even if you have
yeah,
four bad days in a row. Like, just keep
yeah,
staying persistent because you know it's coming and you because you've lived it already. You know.
yeah. And that's where I added, like, I feel like in my journey, I will never quit. I've like real estate was never, I never had a plan B. So
Yeah.
like regardless of what my goals are, I know for a fact that I'm gonna achieve them because I'm never gonna quit. I'm gonna keep not chasing them, but I'm gonna keep, like I said, moving the lever higher and higher every single time. And that's where I feel like faith comes in, right? Where it's like you don't see it, it's trusting the unknown and all that because you don't physically see it, but you have to trust it and you have to just keep doing the repetitive stuff and being consistent. So,
Yeah, it feels like to me too, and I'm curious your thoughts. Like, it's so easy to go backwards.
oh
That's
yeah,
my thing. Like, and especially in real estate, like if you just stay stagnant, it's so easy to lose momentum because ours is like a 90-day business. Like what we do today, we'll see the results in 90 days. So if we start
yeah,
slacking, like we're just setting our future self up for failure. So like that's another reason for me. Like I don't want to take back steps. Same thing with like the gym. Like if you take a week
yeah,
off, like one cheat day or bad day or skipping a few days at the gym erases like weeks of effort.
yeah. I like that you bring that up, the 90 day, because I think what I have found is we always think about results, right? Like that we're just human. We always think about the results that we have. So
Mhm.
like let's say if we don't have or we get something under contract today, right? We feel good, right? But realistically, that was done 3 to 6 months ago,
Yeah.
right? And when we're not doing good, that's not because right now today we're not doing good. It's because 3 to 6 months ago we probably didn't make the right
Yep.
decisions, right? So
Yep.
it's like you have to detach from the results and just do what you can every single day.
Yeah.
What are your
It's
thoughts on
tough.
that?
I mean,
About results.
this is all the emotional intelligence stuff. Like
Yeah.
this is like the main reason because now we like we attract a lot of agents, right? And the big stigma behind EXP is like, oh, you guys are recruiters or whatever. But I have agents ask me all the time, like, why'd you go to EXP and all this stuff. I'm like, I literally need to be because I know a bunch of agents who make a lot of money. I know a lot of people that make a lot of money in different professions and all that. Success to me is like figuring out this stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's people doing way better than us, living way better lives with way less stress and just the way they carry themselves. I don't put like that much weight behind like the money side of things. Because I know
Yeah.
people that make a lot of money and they're miserable. Like
Yeah.
that's the last thing I want. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd rather be semi broke and just have peace of mind and emotional intelligence. So like that was the main reason. Like I'm like I need to be around that because you and I talk a lot too about like subconscious. Like your
Yeah.
subconscious is just you don't even really realize that you're picking up on certain things because your subconscious works on the other way too. If you're
Yeah.
around the wrong crew and they value money too much or working super hard and not being around your family and not traveling and not investing, like that starts to rub off on you the wrong way too. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I need to be around emotionally intelligent
And
people.
that goes 12 because I think that's what my coach says. We talk about the conscious subconscious a lot is your conscious mind is basically running your program. 96% of your program is ran by your subconscious mind, right? So when you're
Crazy.
having negative thoughts, you're hanging out with low frequency people, you're thinking that small talk inside your head, you're talking bad about yourself, like all of that you're accepting internally, it's going to your subconscious, and now that's the way you're operating day by day by day, right? So, and the cool thing about the subconscious mind is it doesn't know what's real or what's imagined. So if you could say whatever you want, right? As far as like if it's real or if it's not real, like, oh, I am the best father, the best son, the best brother, the best husband, whatever it might be, you keep saying that every single day, you're gonna subconsciously accept that and
Mhm.
operate in that way, right? So it's like, do you want the negative stuff or the positive stuff? It's like, I'm gonna do positive stuff all day long, right? Because what do I have to lose?
It's trippy. I mean, it's all that whole conversation is trippy that you can just like kind of trick your mind into certain things. It's like the conversation of if we were in a video game, like, right? I've always had that conversation. If we were playing a video game and there was no emotions involved, and you had like a little character that was a real estate agent, you would know exactly what things to do every single day to level up. But because we have emotions involved and we're in our own head and everything, we know what those things are, but we still refuse to do them. And we'll do bad habits and we'll distract ourselves just to like pass time and not level up, even though it's very, just because we're emotionally stuck.
Yeah, yeah, dude, that's so true. That's the name of the game right there. What does Cheplak say? You don't need to learn more, you need to be reminded more.
Minded more. Yeah.
First time I heard that, dude, that's like, oh man, that's so true. Like we know what to do.
I mean, that's the thing too. We have that Tuesday Zoom that we're doing every single week for years now. And Christy always hits me up. He's like, "Hey, do we need different content? Like, what do we talk about?" I'm like, "We could probably talk about the same thing." I mean, we talk about a lot of the same things. I'm like, I even need to hear that. Like, and I'm there the most.
Uh,
I'm like, I want to hear the same thing over and over because even just a couple days go by, people forget. I'm like, we
Yeah.
just need that momentum to be reminded. And it's just because we all know, like, even Dustin Runyon, he teaches his team very, like, they're one of the top teams in the state, 20 conversations. They don't have 15 things they're doing, get 20 conversations a day. You're going to get deals no matter what. 2 minute
Yeah.
conversations, just hone in on that, hone in on that. And people are trying to do so many different things in this business, hoping they're going to get business.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it. But we know like if you just stick to the things that work consistently and like intentionally, I mean, it all kind of leads back to.
It reminds me about what you say a lot. And I actually learned this from you and Chris, from studying you guys, right? Because
Mhm,
I like to be a person that I watch a lot of people what they do, right?
mhm.
And I've noticed that you and Chris bring simplicity into complexity, right? So you guys don't deal with a lot of complicated things, and if they are complicated, you simplify them, right? Because what's that phrase you love? It makes my brain hurt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
makes my
So
brain hurt. I hate it.
so
Yeah.
everything that I do now, I'm like, what is the simplest way that will still be effective to do it, but make sure that it's simple in my mind, so it's easier to do, right? Because when it gets complicated or when there's chaos, you just freeze. Or personally, for me, I just freeze. I'm like, what do I do?
Mhm.
Right?
I think that, dude, when we were just at that mastermind, Think Differently with Kevin and Fred, and that guy came up. I have his book right here, Joe Polish.
Oh
Those
yeah.
of you that don't know him, big guy, big name. He said elf, like he tries to run every business easy, lucrative, and fun. And
Easy.
like to me, dude, that spoke my language. Chris and I text each other elf like every single day. And it's so true. Like if you're truly, it's the cliche saying of everyone saying, well, if you find a job that you love doing, you'll never have to work a day in your life. Like to me, that's Like, go find your passion, all that stuff. If that was true, I would just go freaking work out and play
Yeah.
video games, you know? But
Yeah.
like, you got to be realistic here. Like, got to find jobs that you can scale and grow a business and help other people. And even if you don't love it, there's ways to make it easy, lucrative, and fun. And for me, like, that's been one of my main skills because I don't have. It's not like I have crazy negotiation skills or cold calling skills or any of that. I've just been very aware of my time and like
Intentional.
yeah, very intentional. I've always been like work smarter, not harder kind of, you
Good.
know? And dude, yeah, I love that. Like if I my favorite book that I've been referencing lately is 10x is easier than 2x.
Yeah.
And I mean it speaks for itself. Like there's literally it's easier sometimes to 10x your results than
Yeah.
2x. Think about that. You can do the
Yeah.
same amount of effort and get 10x the results rather than 2x if you just look at it from a different perspective and scale it differently. And that's been my whole like efficiency has been my best thing ever, and it makes it so much more fun. You know, because then you free up time, you free up mind space. Like nobody values peace of mind and their actual time and like their stress levels. To me, like that all compounds into and then it just leads to higher income too.
Yeah. That's good. That is really good.
I've been seeing you pick up on it too. Like you are a good student. You're a sponge, and it's just like I
You're
just
always a student. That's
yeah.
what I've always learned, man. You always have to be a student because once you're the once you say I know,
Hmm.
it's done.
You never
Like
know. You
you
never
can't
know.
grow from there anymore.
You're always a student. Like even there's nobody that has it all figured out.
Yeah, 100%. That's
Where are
good.
you at, right? So like you just went solo. What have you like learned? Like what have you learned about yourself going from a team to a solo agent now? Because I remember like I hope you're okay with me saying this. You were pretty scared because I
Yeah.
was too when I did it. You at least had me as the guinea pig, so I was like, bro, I did it. You can do it.
Yeah. You know,
Like,
I've had these conversations with agents actually, just recently, like probably 2 days ago. Um, I remember when I was thinking about it, it was super scary, right? But that goes back to our emotions, right? I was going off of the emotions of the unknown, of what was going to happen, creating stories in my head. And just 2 days ago, I was telling an agent, I was like, I should have done it sooner, right? This is not as bad as I thought, right? And I think Profit First, that book, that whole framework makes everything easy in my head as far as like allocating business expenses, personal expenses, because now my business expenses, they're almost like taxes, right? Like taxes are set aside. I that's not my money. That's the government's money. And
mhm,
for my business expenses, since I allocate it, that's not my money. That's my business's money.
mhm.
So every time I'm paying my overhead, it's almost like it's free, right? Because I'm allocating it. Is that how you feel too? Like
Or it's an investment. Like,
oh yeah,
dude,
an
that
investment, right?
helped me so much because I'm like,
Yeah,
and it keeps growing that account, and it's helped me too because I have a huge overhead too now. Like, if I told you if I tell people the number, they're like, oh my God, but like 5 years, 2 years ago, that would have killed me if I said, oh, your overhead's gonna be this amount.
yeah,
But now, because I can see profit first, my account that pays my lifestyle is chilling. I have my taxes that's not even my money, and usually the taxes I can allocate so many tax things where I have leftover in there.
yeah,
So
me too.
that's
Yeah,
play
that's
money,
the
right?
best part. Yeah,
Yeah, and then my OpEx, which is my business account, keeps growing. So now that tells me, like, that's why I hired my third assistant now.
yeah,
That's why I'm doing more marketing now because that account, the more you spend out of it, if you know how to track ROI, the faster everything's gonna grow. So I'm like,
yeah,
now it's just a game, and I'm like super secure with where I'm at because, like, even worst case scenario, I have 6 months worth of cushion in all of
yeah.
them. And like all of these commitments we make, like say you hire an assistant or you sign up for new ads or do whatever, like you going off of your own, I told you, I'm like, if
90
it
days.
doesn't work for 90 days, you can go back to what you were doing or you can find something else. Like you have
Yeah.
such a cushion and a buffer doing it this way. It's very low risk.
Yeah. And dude, I take everything you and Chris say like to heart. Like that 90 days, I've been using that for anything I do. Like
Good.
I'm gonna try this for 90 days. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I either it worked for me or I'm gonna learn a lesson.
Exactly. I love that
That's
you said
it.
that.
That's it, right? I could either see it as a failure, but it really is a lesson, right? Now I know not to do that.
Mhm.
That's just one domino knockdown. So I don't know. Dude, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. It's like almost like building a castle out of Legos, right? It's just
Mhm.
one piece at a time, one piece at a time. So it's fun. I'm excited where it's gonna go for
Yeah, it's
sure.
cool seeing how big the group's getting too because it helps you relate. Like there's a flavor of every type of agent, every age, every gender, every skill level, every scenario, and everybody's figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
So you can
In
just kind of
different ways too is what I
different
love.
ways. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
that's why like selfishly that's why I'm trying to start like actively recruit now because I'm like, dude, I recruited you to help me. I'm like I'm learning from you now and like just getting more like brains that were all this hungry for growth. I mean, yeah, financially it benefits me too and you. So like why
Yeah.
not financially do it but then we're all because you're going to see something that I don't. Even with profit first, like you saw stuff I didn't see. Chris taught me profit first. I saw a bunch of stuff he didn't see. It's just like
Yeah.
and you just you plug into who's doing what and like how they're doing it and
Yeah.
like I mean there's people like we were saying at the beginning there's people at brand new low skill levels killing it right now and I'm like
Yeah.
you have no excuse it's not it's you either gonna win or you're gonna learn and the ones that are failing or whatever it's truly not a failure you can literally sit down and dissect exactly what went wrong
Yeah.
what went wrong which is perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I like how you said like everybody has different styles. Like somebody can literally plug into cold calling, open houses, social media, YouTube, whatever they want, and there's an avenue for that everywhere,
Mhm.
right? So like if I wanted to start YouTube, I know Olga's really big on YouTube. I can go that direction, watch her trainings, reach out to her.
Mhm.
Ari with expireds. I mean, you with social media listings. So
Yeah.
but with referrals. So I mean, it's awesome, dude. I actually texted a group chat that I'm in with Chris, and I was like, dude, I'm grateful to be in business with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we talk about that a lot, and it's just I think that's why it's growing so quickly, is because he's very intentional that he wants to grow it, and I think it's where his heart is why it's growing because like he's so it's crazy that he doesn't charge for what he's building.
yeah,
You know, like there's people on teams like when we both started on a team, we got less value than we're getting now. Nothing against those teams,
yeah,
and we paid such a big split.
yeah,
And I've even told Chris, I'm like, even if you charge somewhat of a small split, you would make so much more money. Like he's not really into it for the money. Like, yeah,
yeah,
passively, like he has certain goals, but like building this community of like good people, not just like good agents, but like we all like have the same heart, like the same intentions. We mean well, like we don't have any bad intentions. Like seeing that is super cool. And like I think that's why it's gaining so much momentum is because everybody else is like is craving that. Right?
yeah,
You and I were both craving it. And
yeah,
even the people that don't know they're craving it, they start plugging into our stuff and they're
yeah.
like, damn, this feels good. This is cool. This makes me
Exactly.
work harder, you know?
And you want to share it. That's the thing. Like a lot of people say about recruiting, because I've always had a bad taste about recruiting prior to
Same.
joining,
Same.
right? But now it's like it's almost like too hard not to share,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause you want to see other people win, and it's almost like a disservice to them that, hey, there's this thing going on over here, whether you join or you don't join, I still think you should watch this because it changed my life and it's helping me build my business. I'm pretty sure it would help you,
Yeah.
right?
It'll be
So
cool to see what it turns into, dude. I had the same feeling. So when I was at 72 sold, like that was a huge opportunity train I got in front of, right? Like the market was just about to take off. Homes were selling in a day. Like that couldn't have been
yeah,
better timing for 72 hours sold in a market where every house was selling and set like dude, like just perfect. And we were getting too many leads to keep up with. So that was an opportunity. The train unfortunately came to an end, at least for me. So I'm like, what's the next opportunity? And like to me, like this feels like it's just the beginning of something massive. Because
yeah,
everybody in real estate needs a home. Like we all have to hang our license somewhere. We all have to build a career. It'd be like if we all owned a restaurant, right? And we all wanted to grow our restaurant. Like where are you gonna go where you can like go to other restaurant owners and get their entire playbook or like meet with them and bounce ideas off each other? Like we're all solopreneurs. Like
yeah,
we're both working in our home offices right now, but we can bounce like there's enough business out there where we don't care about competition.
yeah,
And like that's what everybody needs. And they're either realizing it or they're gonna realize it and it's gonna grow into something massive. I don't see what would prevent that, you know, which is cool to think about.
that is super cool. I'm excited, dude. Super
Yeah,
excited.
me too.
Yeah.
That what was the other because we had a good conversation yesterday.
Another
And you
question.
you called with those three questions. Someone just rang my doorbell. Let me make sure this isn't something important.
So I have the other one right here.
Box of stuff.
Um, oh yeah, this was a good one. Um, what personal standards or non-negotiables do you hold yourself
Hmm.
to that directly helped you hit big months or goals?
Yeah, this is
Or it's
good.
not money or not money. It doesn't really matter. It's just goals of something that you were looking to achieve.
Do you remember my answer?
I don't.
It
I
was
do. It was something along the lines like doing not it's not the cold plunges, it's not the gym. It's
mine's it's funny, somebody actually just messaged me. I forget what I posted, but somebody messaged me and they said white space in your calendar is the devil. I think it was Greg Gale, the lender. And I'm like, dude, that is so true. Because like for me, standards are it's not really necessarily like make your cold calls, do this, like more and more and more kind of overwhelms me and it stresses me out where I like feel like I'm in the military and maybe that's a weakness of mine, but
yeah.
I'm more what not to do.
Yeah.
So the,
Oh
the
yeah.
more I can the more I can avoid. So every time I catch myself scrolling social media or just sitting on my couch or taking phone calls I shouldn't or going to coffee with somebody that like is not moving the needle forward, I'm like the less of this I can do, the better. And what that results in is free time. So with that free time, you're either going to do something bad or do something that moves the needle forward. So like
Yeah.
by reverse engineering it and just removing all of the unnecessary things has made me triple down on the things that actually move the needle forward. And then I mean, it ties all of this together then, because then with those things, I try to turn it into ELF. How can I make this easy, lucrative, and fun where it's going to move the needle forward? If it's too low level of a task, that's when I leverage it out. So like I'm very aware of all of that, but as long as I'm not wasting time. Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, if you could go back to when you first got licensed, what would you do differently? I would waste less time. You know,
Yeah.
'cause people
A hundred.
always say, "Oh, I wish I would have worked harder and saved more money and done this." I'm like, I never want to think about that way. You know, like I'm stacking as much cash as I can right now, but the thing that I can help is I want to waste less time,
Yeah.
you know?
There's two things that I picked up on that too that sparked my mind. One is gonna be that brings me back about wasting time. When I
Mhm.
was on the team, dude, I was comfortable for the first 3 years. I didn't really on a team, I didn't really start quote unquote trying, like trying to get my own business is what I mean, right?
Mhm.
Actually doing the cold calls, the open houses until like my last 2 years on the team, right? Because everything was paid for. I was kind of just waiting for
Yeah.
leads, right? During that time, the 2020, 2021, you kind of just got leads and go to the appointment. If you were good enough to talk to them, you'll get the listing or the buyer or whatever it might be, right? That's so funny. Like that, I would do the same thing, stop wasting time. Because now I'm so intentional with my time every hour of the days. Like our life is our days in miniature, or I'm sorry, our yeah, our life is our days in miniature, right?
Okay. Yeah, I like
So, like,
that.
wait, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, yeah, really good.
Got that. I stole that from my coach. And then the other thing I was gonna mention is about the you were talking about standards, right? So I think there's a difference between the standards that you're supposed to have and like you said, reverse engineer. And I think we're the same. Me and you do a lot better when our back is against the wall.
Sure.
So you're probably motivated by fear of the person you don't want to be or the things you don't want to happen.
Mhm.
And I'm the same way. I don't want things to happen, so I get pushed to do the things that should happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
That's
was not to go back like in circles right now, but like for us going off on solo when we were on a team and we were doing very like that's the thing is we were both doing very well on a team. So like that's when it's hard, especially with like making moves or like recruiting right now is like we don't necessarily want to go after people that are struggling. You want to go after people who are in what shoes we were in when they're doing good, they could do significantly better. And
yeah.
there's something about remember I said to you, I'm like, you got to burn the boats.
Yeah.
And that whole, if you don't know the phrase, like it's literally like that war that happened. I don't know the specifics of it, but they were like they're outnumbered, right? And they could either turn back or go fight it. And something psychologically is they burned the boat, so like they literally had no other option than to fight, and that caused them to win. right? So
Yeah.
subconsciously, if you know there's no other option, which me and you, I mean, technically there's other options, but like
Yeah, but
we
yeah.
jumped in and something about us is our back was against the wall because we didn't want to be wrong,
Yeah.
right? Like even your team leader, he probably said, "Hey, this isn't the best decision." Mine called me and said, "I know EXP, like you're going down the wrong path. Like you definitely need to be somewhere where there's leads, like all these things." It was like straight out of a movie. Like he meant well. I saw it as
Yeah.
a compliment because like he wanted to keep me. But like I'm like, all right, you're doubting me. You're doubting this is gonna work. I have no other option than to make this work now, which I mean, maybe it's unhealthy, but I kind of like putting myself in those situations.
Yeah. Yeah. You said that yesterday, dude, and that's where I was like, wow. When you said I like being uncomfortable when you were gonna be door knocking for that thing
Oh
on your
yeah.
neighborhood, you're like, I like being uncomfortable, and that fired me up, dude, because I'm like, that's what I like to hear. That's who I want to be around. People that say these type of things, right?
Yeah.
So that was super cool to
Dude, that
listen.
was a good conversation. Now I remember because you were like, because you asked something about like being uncomfortable. Like, why do most people do like not do
Yeah, where
certain
do you get
things?
your, I think I said, where do you get your confidence? Like, where do you find your confidence from, right?
Yeah.
Is it because you hold yourself to your word? And then I don't know, I think we went in a little small conversation, but then you started talking about the door knocking thing, and you're like, I'm doing this and it's uncomfortable and I want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. So it's like that's building your confidence. You're doing something you don't want to do.
Yeah, and you're also like, how do you keep doing things even when you don't see the results or you don't feel
Oh
like
yeah.
it? And dude, I don't know where I heard it. I want to give them credit, but I don't know how, is when you feel that, which we feel it a lot, right? Like, oh my God, this feels like a waste of time. This I don't like doing this. I don't like getting rejected. This is scary. That feeling right there of uncomfortableness is when 98% of people just
Oh
back
yes.
down. And that to me, I was like, if I could just break through that even just once, just keep compounding. That's when, if 98% of people back down when that happens, and everybody, and that's why the top 1% are the top 1%. Like if you simplify it, easy, lucrative, and fun, to simplify it, all I have to do is break through that feeling consistently, and it gets easier. That feeling gets stronger and stronger and stronger. You get calluses, you build like endurance to it and it's that easy. And dude, like 9 times out of 10, when you break through it, you get into flow state, and it's way less hard than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when the results start to see, like it's the cliche of, oh, it's greener on the other side. It's like, it just me knowing that this is when everybody else gives up, like with a
Yeah.
workout or with even just like marriage issues or arguments with friends or just family, anything. I'm like, this is when everybody just pouts and gives up or says it's too hard or they're comfortable with where they're at. I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I want to break through this simple little extra push, even if it's just a little bit every single
Yeah.
time you build that momentum. And then that circled back to our conversations on confidence. Then you see that one big win because you did
Yeah.
that. Then you're like, oh man, I got this.
That's gold, dude.
Uh,
That's so gold. That is gold. I honestly, I think we ended the conversation at that because
yeah.
it was so good. Uh, what does John Cheplack say about that? What you resist persists.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Interesting.
like that, dude. I like that,
Yeah.
especially in days where like you're cold calling or you're talking to or trying to lead generate and nobody picks up the phone, you get no appointments. That doesn't mean I'm not going to call tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? I can call the whole week, not get anybody, and today I'm gonna call later, and I might get 3 appointments, right? So it's like it's just keep on going,
Yeah,
right?
Chris Williamson, do you ever follow him? He's like one of my favorite podcasts. You
Oh
would
yes,
he's
yes,
friends
modern
with
wisdom.
Hormozy, yeah,
Yeah,
Modern
yeah,
Wisdom, yeah. He says the life it's I'm probably gonna butcher it, but the life you want to live is in the work you're avoiding.
yeah.
And I'm
That's
like, that's
good
so
stuff.
true because when I do it, I mean, I'm still guilty of it, but when I have those weeks or months when I just double down, I get blessed so hard. Not even just money, but just everything and
Yeah,
momentum. Like when I did 75 hard, like
feel good.
that felt, I mean, you did 75 hard too. Like it's just, you're proud of yourself and that's success. Money's cool and growth and all that, but like how you feel about yourself, how you carry yourself, your fitness, like how you treat others, like all of that ties together. That to me is success.
Yeah,
And that's when you're in alignment with all of those. Dustin Rendon talks about alignment a lot, and you compartmentalize all all of your five F's, your family, your faith, your finances, your fitness, all of those are like at least a 7 out of 10, and none of them are slacking, that's when you're in flow state and everything starts to compound. Like the last saying, I'll stop saying sayings, but your income will never outpace your self-development.
Yeah.
Like that one to me is just like you focus on everyone focuses on their income first and their self-development almost takes a hit. When you can make it easier, elf, focus on your self-development, be a better person, hone in on your skills, be consistent, don't waste time, don't have distractions, then your income follows. I'm like,
Yeah.
how much better is that? That's such a way better life to live.
Yeah. It's almost like another saying. It's like you have to attract it, right?
Yeah.
Like I think Jim Rohn says it, be an attractive person,
Mhm.
attracting it rather than chasing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good, man. It's like 45 minutes, so I'll end it here. I think I'm on the last thing before we go is just like what are you most looking forward to in the next couple years with your career, your life, everything?
Building a lot of leverage to the point where, like you said, just around everybody in the crew, travel more, have more peace of mind in my business, spend more time with my family, and just build a business that's easy, lucrative, and fun.
Yeah, I like that. Cool, bro. I appreciate your time. This is good.
Thank
I told you when we before we even started recording, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna even put this out or not. This is so money. Like I'm even gonna listen to this again. So I'll blast this
I don't
out.
even know what I said.
We'll probably get some clips from it too, so we'll get some social media stuff. But I think this is going to help a lot of people. And if you're listening, if you made it this far, DM us. Let us know what your biggest takeaway, how we can help. We'd love to connect, and let's keep growing, bro.
Cool,
All right, talk to you soon.
dude. Thank you. Bye.
Yep.